I don't know about y'all, but let's get started. Today's mantra, I love this one. Really important words of wisdom. So if you needed some advice for today on just how to attack the day and how to tackle the tasks ahead of you, here is today's mantra. And this one comes from Epicurus. It says, do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. Remember that what you now have was once among the things you only hoped for. Do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. Remember that what you now have was once among the things you only hoped for. So, do you have something surrounding you currently right now? It could be the home you're living in. It could be the weights near you that you couldn't lift up, maybe way back when. Do you have mobility? Did you wake up today? Can you smile about something that you have today that way back when you had only dreamed and hoped for? So, attitude of gratitude. I know I'm keeping that. And you know what I'm really grateful for today? Each and every one of you. And the fact that I can get up, I can stand up, no crutches. Thank you. I see that. No crutches, no need of anything. All I need is my wacky self and you. And that's all I need to make a smile. So with that, friends, let's get started on our mats. We're going to start standing today. You might want to hydrate before we get started. I worked out earlier today and woo, I'm still feeling the sweat. So as we come onto our mat, as I said, we are going to start standing and we are going to take our feet the width of the mat. Now, I will, like I said, likely refer to some props today. We may even use a hand weight. We may not. We'll see as we go. I never really plan too far ahead. So feet are going to be the width of your yoga mat. Hands are going to be on the hips. Relax your shoulders down and back. Draw the navel in, draw the navel up through the ribs, and let's start those larger than life, big circles for the hips. Now, as you'll notice, my right side, I'll go out really far. On the left side, I'm going to take it easy. I want you to do the same. I always enjoy when life throws me something, a curveball like the one I'm having right now, and I get to still work through it. And that's the only way to get beyond it, right? Go through it. Next Tuesday, when I'm supposed to be there for surgery, what would I rather be doing? I don't know, maybe heading toward the ocean, maybe some paddle boarding. I don't know, maybe some swimming in the deep Pacific Ocean. Just kidding. Change directions. I'd rather be on a ticket to anywhere but the surgery center, right? Of course. But you know what? I'm going to do it. And I'm going to do it because I only get one set of hips and I want to be as healthy as I possibly can. Now, on your next inhale, let's come back to center. As you take that deep breath in, lift your heart, squeeze your shoulder blades, send your hips forward, just come into a gentle back bend. My legs are still straight here. Feel the lifting of the sternum. Now, as you exhale, let's come back to center. Bring those elbows toward the front, round your spine, chin to chest, so cat variation. As you inhale, come back to upright, squeeze shoulder blades, lift sternum, send those hips forward, big, deep breath in. As you exhale, come back to neutral, and then start to round the spine, chin to chest, bring those elbows forward. Good, inhale, come into that back bend. You're gonna see that pattern repeating throughout our sequences today, just getting into the front and back body. Exhale, round, chin to chest, breathing into that upper back. Inhale, lift and lengthen. As you broaden the clavicles, really sending those hips forward. As you exhale, come back into that cat variation. So we're not hinging at the hips, it's rounding the upper back. Give me one more of each. Inhale, lift the sternum, send those hips forward, squeeze those shoulder blades, big breath in. And then exhale, rounding the spine, chin to chest, bringing those elbows together and forward. Inhale, coming back up, feel the vertebra stack. Good. On your next inhale, shift your hips forward. Now we're not adding the back bend, just shift the hips forward and now shift the hips back. So think of this as a pelvic tilt. Inhale, tilt the hip points up toward the ribs, engage your glutes. As you exhale, tilt the pelvis back. So tailbone rising. Good. Inhaling and exhaling. I just want this to be, again, a pelvic tilt. You'll feel this all through that gateway region. I'm showing you with my hands right now. From the side, notice my upper body stays the same. I'm tilting the pelvis, inhaling. You'll feel those abdominals crunch. Glutes engage, exhale, tailbone up, good. Give me a few more. Inhaling and exhaling, shoulders will stay stacked over those hips. That's the difference here. We were doing the entire front and back body, arching and rounding. Now we're just working on that pelvic region. Give me one more. Inhale, hip points up to the ribs, squeeze those glutes. Exhale and release. Beautiful. Take those feet, stay wide, hands to the hips. You're going to stand on your left foot first. Inhale, big circle with that right side. Exhale, place the foot down. On the left side, inhale, big circle. You'll take a bigger one than me. And exhale, left foot down. Inhale, right. Exhale, down. Inhale, left. Exhale, down. Now notice I can do big circle on the one side. If you need to modify, you might look more like this side. Inhale and exhale. Am I still getting all the same benefits of challenging my balance, of strengthening those stabilizers? Absolutely. Give me a few more. Now notice as we start to get used to what it is we're doing, we know what to expect. Notice if that autopilot is taking over. Can you take those hip points up to the ribs? Can you keep them there for that rotation? Can you notice the abdominals engaging? Are those shoulders still stacked over the hips? Give me one more on each side. How's your breath? Can you soften in? Let's change direction. So now we're lifting up and out, exhaling in and forward. Good. Inhale, think of crunching the left oblique. Exhale it down. Inhale, crunch oblique. Exhale in and down. Beautiful. Inhale, crunch. Exhale in and down. Just a few more. We're going to keep those hands to the hips. We're going to notice our good posture, moving in the realms of what feels good for your body. Notice if your breath is guiding the movement. That's the thing. So even those of you working with that small circle, inhale up, exhale in and down. Good. Nice slow movement. Breathing into your low back, breathing into those hips. One more on each side. Keeping that wide stance when you're done. Good. Come back to where we started. Inhale, shifting those hips to the right. Exhale, shifting the hips to the left. Inhale, right. Feel the stretching on the outer portions of the hips. Now remember, we get one set of hips, so work within the means of your comfort zone. I love to challenge you to go a little bit beyond your comfort zone. Now remember, if you're dealing with pain, it's a different story, right? We never push into the pain. Come out of the posture, reset your pelvis, join us when you're ready. Warming up this gateway region. Good. And now keep those feet nice and wide. I'm going to step back to center of my mat. Take your hands. So let your fingertips just rest on the behind the ears. So we're not clasping our palms. We're not pushing our head forward, just keeping those arms engaged. This will engage your belly. From here, I'm going to show you from the side. I just want you to exhale, come halfway. Ardha, keep the spine long. Inhale, come all the way up. We're going to do another one of those. Exhale, halfway. Inhale up. Now let's fine tune. As you exhale, engage your quads, raise your kneecaps. Inhale to come up, feel the glutes, feel the hamstrings tightening. Exhale to lower. Inhale. How about the legs? Can you keep them straight? They're wide in stance. They're rooted. You should feel a nice stretch through the backside of the body. You should feel the strengthening through the abdominals, not only the front of the abdominals, but the back. Now, if this is hurting your low back, put a bend in the knees or rest altogether. Your elbows want to come forward, keep them back. This is a nice variation of what they call good mornings. You could also add weight to this. This is strengthening the back body. This is working those hamstring attachments, the glutes, all the way through that lumbar spine. Keeping those elbows pressing back is going to make that core, front, sides, back, do all the work. We have two more. Good. Exhale through the nose, tone your belly halfway. Inhale up. Last one, friends. Relax your shoulders, relax your jaw. Inhale up. Relax those hands. Beautiful. Soft through the knees. Keep that wide stance. Effortless arms as we gently come into the twisting. We've done this one before. Enjoy your love taps on the front, on back of the pelvis simultaneously. You'll see me moving a little slower. I am very excited for those of you that can move with a robust effort. Breathing in and out of the nose, softening through the shoulders. Now, as we start to slow down, remember you can keep your gaze toward the earth or eyes closed. And then you'll start to come back to center, breathing into the sensations through the fingers, through the legs, even through the SI joint. Let's take a few breaths here. Good. Now remember that good morning stature. So we're going to inhale, take those fingertips behind the ears once again. Now this time, friends, working on the obliques, I want you to really accentuate the twist. Now, as you inhale, step on your left foot, bring that right knee up and across the body, and then twist. See if you can touch left elbow to right knee, and then exhale to stand. Good. Beautiful. Inhale, left knee to right elbow, or modify like I'm demoing here. Exhale back to center. Inhale, touch elbow to knee if you can, back to center. And then you'll notice that most of the weight is coming, or effort rather, is coming from bringing the knee up in center, up to the knee. So you're not really hinging too far forward if you can help it. It's more of a combination. We're moving slowly. Center yourself between each one. If you need to rest for a round or two, do so. Breathing here. Now, another thing you could do if you ever want to amp this up is placing one of those resistance bands up and above the knee joints. That will help tone the outer hips, the gluteus medius, as well as the gluteus maximus. Give me 4 more. So 2 on each side. Inhale, coming to center. Exhale, elbow touching knee. Exhale and inhale. And then last round here. Beautiful. Release your arms down. Let's toe heel the feet together. Let's give some shoulder rolls, giving our body attention. Continue to draw your belly in. Notice your good posture here. And now let's change directions of those shoulder rolls. Breathing here. Is there anywhere that you can let go as you're finding the movement, as you're feeling the release? Are you clenching in the jaw? Are you squinting the eyes? Can you soften there? Good. And now just some shoulder shrugs. Find your tallest self, draw the belly in, engage your glutes. As you inhale, shrug the shoulders up to the ears. As you exhale, press the air away with the hands. Lower those shoulders down and away from the ears. Inhale, shrug. Exhale, press the air down and away. Good. Inhale, shrug. Exhale down. We have 2 more. Make the most of it. Inhale to shrug. Exhale, press the air away. Last one, inhale. And exhale, shrug that air away. Beautiful. Palms are going to come to clasp at the front of your heart. Extend your forefingers. Squeeze those inner thighs, inner ankle bones together. Inhale, reach high. As you exhale, send your thumbs back, maybe so that the biceps are near the ears. And then as you inhale, reach to the right. Shift those hips over to that left side. Chin will stay away from the chest. So you'll notice we're quite warm already. We've been working hard to get into the shoulders, to get into those hips. Inhale, come back to neutral. Take a break if you need it. Otherwise, reaching for the back left corner of your yoga mat. Looking so good and strong, everyone. Chin away from chest. Arms are working towards straight. Breathing as you shift those hips a little bit more to the right edge of your mat. Reach left. Inhale up. As you exhale, cactus your arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Lift your sternum high. And then as you exhale, release the arms. Can you join those hands behind the low back? Take your feet about hips width. As you inhale, reach for those heels. Lift through the heart. Good. Now just let this motion of the breath from the body just starting to create even more space between the shoulders and the ears, head reaching up, shoulders reaching back and down. Now you can stay right here. Some of us are going to come into that forward fold. As you inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades, start to hinge forward at the hips. Reach your knuckles back. Reach your heart forward. And then as you come into that forward fold, you're going to take the gaze either between the feet, better yet between the knees. Some of us are even going to look to the navel. The knuckles will reach skyward. And then if it feels good in your body, start to reach back toward the floor behind you. Now, a few breaths here. Option to bend right knee. Reach those knuckles to the right. Look to the ceiling over that left shoulder. Your left leg stays straight. As you twist to the right, you're going to feel that outer left IT band area opening up nicely. As you inhale, come center. And then friends, as you exhale, bend left, reach left, look over the right shoulder. Breathe into that right IT band, outer hip, glute, and then come back to center. As you inhale, spot the front of your mat and then slowly come all the way up. As you exhale, release your hands and let's come right back into those twists, effortless arms. This always feels so good. And I don't know about y'all that worry about your hairstyle during yoga, but that one for me that we just did with the arms overhead, that one is a true, it's a guarantee that my hair is going to come out of my ponytail. Inhale and exhale. And I love it. It's so funny because my arms, as I say, the next move is effortless. I really want to be changing my hairstyle and make it look normal. Oh, the fatigue of the mind of yoga, right? Come back to the breath, Amy. Come back to the breath. All right, slowly coming to center. Fix your hairstyle with me if you'd like. And then shoulder rolls once again. I promise we'll get to those vinyasas momentarily. We'll get into the warriors today. We will do it all. Change directions of your shoulder rolls. If you want now, you can get those elbows involved. So feel free to bend the arms. I'm going to actually be working the whole arms here. I'm moving back and up on the inhale, forward and down on the exhale. So whatever is working best for your body. Good. And then come back to center. Just find your breath. Draw your navel in. Draw the navel up. I want you to imagine we're going swimming. Keep your hips, keep your shoulders squared to the front of your yoga mat. Inhale. You're going to take your left hand first. Reach it back and up on the inhale. As you exhale, press the air down in front of you. And now the right arm. Inhale, right arm up and back. Exhale, press the air down. As the right arm comes down, left arm. Inhale, up and over. Exhale, press the air down. And the right. So inhale and exhale for each arm. Inhale and exhale. Constant movement. Now I've asked you to keep your hips squared. Your body wants to twist. We're going to add that twist in just in a moment, just to show you the difference here between movement and engagement. Good. Now start to twist. As you reach that left arm up and back, you can twist to the left, twist to the right. Start to feel that. Farah, are you riding a horse? She's riding an aqua horsey. I love these. There we go. There she goes. Should see your ponytail. That's my favorite part. All right. Now, friends, backstroke, right? Let's keep the movement going. Keep the twist when you're ready. As you inhale, one arm up and back, and then the next. Good. Keep the twist going. Hips are going to stay. I want the twisting to come just from that thoracic spine. So the rib cage and up. Good. Now I'm going to ask you and challenge you to try this with just the arms moving, not twisting your torso. Feel the difference. Backstroke, just like you're working through the pool, lap to lap. Good. Give me one more on each side. Good. And release. Shake those arms out. Now, if you're like me, you're feeling this through your shoulders and your arms. We're going to build onto that. This is a fun way to work into our yoga practice, strength maneuvers without adding those physical weights or any equipment. Take your arms out to a T. Okay, now take your palms facing the ground and now bring your fingers together. And now I want you to just draw little circles. So it doesn't look like I'm moving much. Just draw some little circles, any direction here. They're not big. We're just creating little circles. Now, breathe. As you soften into your shoulders, you'll feel your shoulders releasing away from the ears. Now, change directions of your circles. Fingers are still together. Strengthening our arms, toning those hard to get to places, and increasing strength in the shoulders. Good, release the arms, take a break, take a big inhale here. Big breath out. Ah, wonderful. Now take your arms, like you're gonna press the air away. Flex your palms, good. Heels of the hands forward. Now, if you ever watched Karate Kid, Daniel-san, show me wax on, wax off. But we're gonna go in the same direction with the same hands. So my thumbs are working toward each other. So let me show you up close. Just small movements, good. I'm not gonna pretend I'm Mr. Miyagi saying Daniel-san, even though you could imagine what that would sound like. Now change directions of your circles. Now we're waxing off. Now I'm working on my movie list for while I'm all laid up. So there we go. I'm gonna add Karate Kid to it. Such a fun one. Good. 3 more seconds here. Breathing. Good. Release the arms down. Ooh, shake out those arms. We have more for the arms to come. But again, friends, this is all within the Ujjayi breath, within our comfort zone. Now's a great time to hydrate if you need to, if you want to. Otherwise, get ready. Here we go. We're going to come into a cleansing vinyasa. We're going to stand at the front of our mat. On the inhale, let's circle the arms. Inhale, reach. Reach through those ring fingers. Exhale, hinging forward. Forward fold. As you inhale, Ardha, halfway extend. As you exhale, hands to blocks or to your mat, you'll find your way to plank pose. Once you're in plank, nice straight body here. Take a full breath. As you exhale, you can lower the knees to the mat like I'm demoing slow chaturanga. Glide those elbows along the ribs. Inhale, cobra shape. Keep those knees down initially. And then as you exhale, let's come into down dog. Good. Now, just in case you wanted a little bit more strengthening for the shoulders, I'm going to show you a fun little move here. I want you to modify it as you desire. Now, from your down dog, let's inhale, come back to plank pose. Exhale, back to down dog. Take a few more of those. What I want you to do here is come to a point where you don't need to relocate your hands and your feet. Once you feel comfortable, then we're going to add in that little extra. Now, you can stay what you're doing right now as I give this other option. From your inhale to plank, let's exhale, press, lift that right hand, and then take it to the outside of the left shin. Inhale, come back to plank. Exhale, twist to the other side. Left hand to the outside of the right shin. Inhale, plank. Exhale, twist. Inhale, plank. Exhale, tapping the outside of the shin. Now, if you want to go even a little deeper, you can even tap the outside of the ankle. So opposite hand to opposite outer ankle. That's going to get into those hamstrings a little bit more. You can rest as needed, like I said, child's pose or down dog. We have just a few more. Inhaling to plank, exhaling. Let's do one more on each side. And once you tap both those ankles, you can rest in your down dog, take your dog for a walk. If it's too much, you can come down into child's pose. Now, if you're in if you're in down dog, yes and no motions with the head and neck. Swaying your body side to side. And then let's gently walk those hands back to the feet. As you take ragdoll arms, other option will be hands onto the blocks. If you're taking ragdoll, you could bend your knees for less, straighten the legs for more. And then coming into that gentle swaying motion. What you'll notice about my motion here is I am not bouncing. These are all tendons and ligaments that connect around our hamstring attachments. So we want to make sure we're treating those with care, letting gravity do all the work here, drawing your belly in, taking some time here to just let go through the upper back, breathing deeply, allowing the breath to be the medicine. And then release your hands. Let's walk the hands forward, come back into your plank pose. Now you can exhale right into down dog or take your vinyasa, slow chaturanga. Inhale, maybe to up dog this time with those knees floating. And then as you exhale, let's take it back into down dog. Beautiful. On your inhale, take the right heel, reach it high. As you exhale, step that right foot between the hands, come into warrior one. You're gonna spin that back left foot so your toes are about 45 degrees, facing the upper left corner. Bring the palms to heart center, lift your sternum into your thumbs. Good, now I want you to activate your chest muscles by pressing your palms together. Don't let any air actively pressing together, keep them pressed together and now lift them skyward. Good, take those elbows back, biceps near the ears, deep lunge into that right side. As you find your exhale, open up to warrior two. Good, nice deep bend, and just double check front heel to back arch alignment. Good. And then on your next breath, we're gonna inhale, straighten the legs, reach the hands up, press those hands together, press together to activate the chest muscles, and then exhale once again back into your warrior two. Take a few breaths here. Check down for your knee. Can you angle your knee to the second and the third toe? You should also think of it as opening up your hip so that you're feeling it, reaching for the upper right corner of the mat. Beautiful, strong warriors, friends. And then as you pinwheel the arms, frame that right foot. As you step it back, you'll find yourself in down dog or plank, maybe even one-legged plank. As you exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, back to down dog. Beautiful job. On the inhale, left heel raises nice and high. As you exhale, step it through. Coming into warrior one. As you set yourself up, deep lunge here. Right toes toward the upper right corner. Hug your left hip back. Thumbs are going to touch the sternum, lift the sternum into those thumbs. Feel that energy and aliveness in the body. Now press those palms together, make the pec muscles work. Lift the hands. Continue to press those hands tightly together. Beautiful. And then exhale, open up warrior two. Front heel to back arch alignment. You may have a deeper bend in your lunge than I have in mine. Honoring your body. Good. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach the arms up, press those hands together. Everybody's looking so strong. Exhale, back to your warrior two. Holding for just a few breaths. Taking a look down at the left knee, angle it toward the second and third toe, reaching it for the upper left corner of your yoga mat. And then on your next breath, pinwheel your arms, frame that left foot. Stepping back to down dog or taking it through plank, friends. Exhale, slow chaturanga, hug the elbows into the ribs. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Really nicely done. On the next inhale, take the right heel, reach it high. As you exhale, step it through, once again, coming into warrior two. Now, if you have a block, you may want to place it on the inside of your front foot. I am not going to be using a block, but I'm going to be referring to it. So feel free to bring that block on its tallest setting inside that front foot. Now from here, take your hands, join them at your low back. Squeeze your palms together. Try not to let any air in between. Reach back and lift the heart. We're preparing here for humble warrior. Now on your next inhale, some of you will stay right here. Others are going to come hinge forward. You're going to see my right shoulder come to the inside of that right knee. My knuckles are going to lift up. Now this is where the block can come in handy. You might rest your head on the block or not. Reaching the knuckles up and overhead. This is a nice hip opening. I will not be demoing this deep on that second side, so always listen to your body. At the front left corner of your yoga mat and then come all the way up. Oh, do you feel that in the hip? Open up warrior two. Take a full breath, make sure you're feeling strong, and then pinwheel the arms. Frame that right foot. You can move that block off to the side for a moment. Step it back to down dog or take your vinyasa, matching one breath to one movement. Good. On your inhale, take the left heel, reach it high. And then as you exhale, step it through, come into your warrior two. Good. Now we're going to come into humble warrior. Same thing we did on that first side. I'll talk you through the deeper variation Visually, I will show you that modified version. Good. On your inhale, join the hands behind your low back. As you inhale, lift your sternum, reach the knuckles down, feel the lengthening and the broadening of that front body. From here, exhale, hinge forward. Your knuckles will reach up and back. Your head can come to the block. Now, friends that want to not take that heart opening option, you can place that right arm behind and around. You can place the left hand onto the block. So you're getting somewhat of that same thing, looking beautiful now that I can see your humble warriors. When you're ready, you're going to spot the front right corner of your yoga mat and then slowly come up. Hands will be joined behind. Beautiful. As you exhale, release. Find your warrior two. You may want to move that block off your mat for those of you that have it there. When you're ready, pinwheel the arms, frame that left foot. Step back to down dog or plank. Take your vinyasa. You know your limitations in your body and in your practice today. Just make sure you're taking time to breathe, to hydrate, and to feel good with where you're at. On the next inhale, right heel reaches. As you exhale, step it through. Let's come to crescent lunge. And some of you are going to take a block in your left hand. We're going to transition into revolved half moon. And I like to take the block in my left hand, and I'm going to be placing it up toward the upper right corner of my mat. You'll see why we're going to take it with us. Now, if you would rather place it up there, feel free. I'm going to show you a little fun way to transition into it. Good. Now, on your inhale, step up onto that right foot, reach the left heel back. So modified warrior three. Good. Now from here, right hand is going to come to the hip. Right hand to the hip. Start to hinge forward. Take your block. Place it on the outside and in front of that right foot. So toward the upper right corner. And then left hand will press into the block. Keep your inner left thigh inwardly rotating up. And now press the block away with that left hand. And if it feels comfortable, start to stack the right shoulder. Raise your right hand skyward. Revolved half moon pose. Breathing here. Good. Now you could leave the block there, place your left foot back down, come back up to airplane arms in your crescent. Beautiful. Hug that right hip back. Now as you exhale, frame that right foot, step that right foot back to meet the left. You're in down dog, or take your vinyasa, or just walk your dog. Take a few breaths. Now you're really going to feel that in the right hip, strengthening through the right leg. And I want you to move with care on this second side. On your inhale, left heel reaches high. Exhale, step it through. Now, as you find your crescent lunge, you're going to have that block right by you. Bring it up in the right hand, and then take crescent with those airplane arms. Good. Now, if you didn't like having the block in your hand, feel free to place it in the upper left corner. I like having the security in the transition. On the inhale, step up onto that left foot. Think warrior three. Left hand to hip as you start to hinge. Right hand placing that block or placing the hand onto the block, upper left corner. Inwardly rotate that left inner thigh. Start to twist to the left, stack your left shoulder. Maybe now is the time you're going to raise that left hand high. Always using these props to help support your practice. Really nice. Hand to hip, then through the left leg, release hand from block, step back into your crescent, airplane arms, beautiful. As you exhale, frame that left foot. You can even move that block off to the side, step it back into plank. You can exhale to down dog or exhale chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, back to down dog. Now don't let that block get too far away. We're going to inhale the right heel high. Exhale, step it through crescent lunge once again. This time, take the block in its tallest setting to the outside, pinky toe side of that right foot. Come back to those airplane arms. Deep lunge in that right side. Beautiful. Now, take your back foot, just step it up about 2 to 3 feet in between the front and back. Turn your left toes 45 degrees externally toward that upper left corner. Right hand to hip. As you inhale, reach and hinge halfway. Reach your left hand forward, like you want to shake my hand. Hello. Take that left hand to the block. Now your legs will stay straight. Start to step that right shoulder once again as we come into revolve triangle. You can look over the right shoulder or stay looking to the right foot. Right hand reaches up, twisting into that shape. You're going to feel this nice stretch through the outside of the right leg, IT band, getting into that spot once again. Good. Right hand to hip, even out the shoulders. Coming back up, standing upright, hands to hips. On your inhale, step up onto the right foot, bring that left knee hip height. And then challenge yourself, friends. Step back into crescent with control. Back into high lunge. Beautiful. As you exhale, release the hands, frame the foot. Step it back into down dog. If you want a vinyasa, inhale with me to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Keeping that block nearby. Inhale, left heel. Exhale, crescent lunge. So stepping that foot in between the hands, left foot that is. Place the block to the pinky toe side. Good. Once you feel steady, hug that left hip back. You're going to keep that scenario and engagement through the left side. Right foot steps in just a bit. Good. So your feet are about hips width here. Hug your left hip back. Now your left hand is going to come to the hip. Your right hand is going to reach forward, hinge halfway. Beautiful. Just like you're trying to shake my hand. And then twist to the left, right hand to the block. Start to stack that left shoulder. Do the best you can with it. And then left hand, if it's comfortable for you today, reach the left hand high. If you can, you'll look to the left thumb. If not, look to the left foot. Breathing here. This is a great posture to create space in the outside line of the left side body, leg, hip, and glute. Good. And as you exhale, left hand to hip, even out the shoulders and hips, right hand to hip. Inhale, coming all the way up. Beautiful. As you inhale, step up onto your left foot. Bring that right knee hip height. Stay even in space. Beautiful. Exhale, step it back into your crescent. Take a moment, remove the block if you need to. Reach your arms up nice and high. As you exhale, hinge forward, frame your left foot, step it back, plank pose. You could exhale to down dog, friends, or slow chaturanga, this time all the way to the belly. Hands next to the ribs. As you inhale, baby cobra, hug your elbows in and then send your elbows back. Beautiful. Beautiful transitions today. You're doing amazing. Exhale, lower down, relax your body. You can rest your cheek on the mat. You can rest your third eye on the mat. Inhale, baby cobra. Now we're going to move into some other transitions here. So keep your breath the same and keep that smile on your face. As you lift another front rib off the mat, engage your glutes, pressing your pubic bone firmly into the mat. Take your arms, reach back, palms facing down into Shalabhasana, locust pose. And then exhale, relax, 100% release. Breathe into your body. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out through the nose. Notice if there's any spots in the body. You might be clenching the jaw, tighten the shoulders. Take a deep breath there. Good. Now re-engage by bringing your big toes toward the midline, maybe even to touch. Start to press through the tops of the feet, your toenails. Raise your knees off the mat. Press your pubic bone in. Now, if you can, join your hands behind you. As you engage, draw the navel in, reach your knuckles, toes back, locust pose variation. If joining the hands at your low back does not feel good, you can just reach those hands at your sides like we did the last variation. Another breath in, another front rib off the mat. Beautiful. Exhale, release. Third eye to the mat or your favorite cheek. Bend your knees and then sway your heels side to side. This allows you to help settle in to that internal, external hip rotation. Good. Extend your legs down long. And now bring your arms to cactus shape. So your elbows will reach out to the sides, even with the shoulders, wrists, and elbows in a straight line. Now on your inhale, relax your shoulders, relax your head onto the mat. As you inhale, press your pubic bone, toenails into the mat, lift your cactus off the mat. Good. Now as you inhale, come into superhuman, superman, superwoman. Exhale back into cactus. Inhale, reach the arms up, forward. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, cactus. Keeping that back body active. We have 2 more. Yes, you can. Looking to the ground. Keep the back of the neck long. Last one. As you exhale, lower your cactus back down. Complete surrender here. Deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Feel free to bend your knees here. You could even circle the heels. Breathe into the stretch of the hips, the glutes, and the legs. And now, friends, we have Dhanurasana, bow pose. So option to do a quad stretch here. Otherwise, reach your arms down toward your legs as you inhale, bending one leg, then the other. Catch your feet, catch your ankles, your shins. As you exhale, relax your head to the mat. As you inhale, kick into your hands. Think of a bow and arrow. You're creating that shape. Really nice. Each inhale, kicking a little more into the hands. As you exhale, relax, release that hand-foot connection, and just take a few breaths. We have one more bow pose. And then, friends, we will be moving on. So important to strengthen the posterior chain. When you're ready, other side for the quad stretch, for those of you taking it. Otherwise, connecting hands to feet, one at a time or both at once. Now, if you can, walk your hands up just a little bit closer to the shins. If you can, if not, that's okay. When you're ready, inhale, kick into those hands. Beautiful. Squeeze those knees to the midline, toes raising, goal reaching up and back, and exhale, relax. And deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Bring your big toes to touch. Take your arms out to a T. Good. Now I'm going to reach that right arm out. So shoulder, hand, even with one another. Make sure those shoulders are not crowding the ears. Put a bend in your left arm. Your left hand will be right next to the rib cage. Legs are glued together as one unit. As you inhale, friends, come onto the right side of the body. And now you're going to feel a stretch through the front of your shoulder. Make sure that your head, your ear rather, and your shoulder have some distance between. Now, if you feel a deep enough stretch, feel free to stay right here. If you want a little more, bend your left leg, and now place the foot to the mat behind you. Press into the mat with your left palm. Press the mat away to go a little deeper here. Keep your breath flowing. Head is still relaxing onto the mat. If you deem it's important to go a little deeper, bend your right leg. Press the right foot into the mat. And now, friends, your hips are exposed to the ceiling. Arm is still reaching out. That right side is glued to where we started it. And now if you want even more, inhale, lift your left arm up, reach it back. You'll notice my left arm is going to stay straight. Let the weight of gravity help to open up through the shoulders and the chest. Take another deep breath. As you exhale, you'll start to straighten the legs. Come on to the right side. Left hand returns to the mat as you slowly come back onto your belly. Wiggle the right fingers, maybe even putting a bend in the right arm. Just breathe into that sensation. And then as you feel ready, find the T in the arms once again, bring those legs back together. We'll do that second side. As you inhale, you're going to come onto the left side of your body. Legs will stay glued together. Right hand this time will come to the mat. Start to press the mat away, distance shoulder and ear on that left side. Now, if you want more, bend the right leg. Bend that foot to the mat. Press the mat away from you with that right palm. Good. Now you might notice one side different from the other, more resistant. If you want more, bend the left leg. Press that foot into the mat as well. Hips now exposed to the ceiling. Right arm reaches up and back. A common mistake I see when teaching or taking, students will bend their right elbow and place the hand into this SI joint. If you want to open up more, reach your right hand, just like the left arm is reaching for that wall to the left side of your space. And that'll help open up that heart space. Start to straighten the leg. That right arm comes back to the mat, slowly coming back to center. Wiggle through the left fingertips. Good. You're going to bring your hands next to the ribs, pressing up, come into table pose, hands and knees. And then, friends, exhale back into child's pose. Big toes to touch, knees can come to center to touch, or take the knees the width of your mat. If you want a little less in the shoulders, walk those elbows back toward the knees. Breathing into the space between the shoulder blades. Imagine my hand on your back, right in that space. And then breathing into the spot my hand would be. Breathe into your shoulders. Wonderful. Gently pressing back up, find your table pose. Start to rotate your hips. Nice big circles. Always honoring your body. Any spot that feels interesting or needy, hover in that space and send your prana there. Thinking of the breath as the medicine. Eventually starting to sway the body in one motion, side to side. You might feel a nice opening for the wrists and forearms. Notice if the weight is only in the heels of the hands. Grip the mat with your fingertips. Return some, share the load. Good. And then cat-cows. As you inhale, you'll arch your spine. Root your palms in, pull the mat toward your knees. And then exhale, rounding into cat. Moving at your own pace here, inhaling and exhaling. Just taking a survey to notice if you're in a hurry. Notice if you have a tendency to have most of the weight in the heels of the hands. I know I do. It takes awareness and mindfulness to share the load. Give me one more cat, one more cow. Good. I just want to go through rabbit pose, 2 rounds of rabbit. So bring your big toes to touch, knees together. And we're going to come back into what looks like a child's pose. Take your third eye to the mat, just like child's pose. I'll do this one from the side actually so that you can see me. And then from here, start to open your eyes and look toward your toes. And then bring the chin to your chest. And just like I'm demoing here, I'm just going to gently place the crown or top of my head onto the mat. I'm looking at my big toes. Take your hands. You're going to reach around the heels. I like to keep my eyes open for this one. I don't have a lot of weight in the crown of the head, but notice the shoulders want to creep up toward the ears. Engage the shoulders. As you hold onto the heels, lift your sit bones. And you're going to feel a nice stretch through the cervical spine. Not a lot of weight into the heels. Most of the weight's into the shins. Exhale, sit bones to heels. And then place your forehead back on the mat for child's pose. Take a few breaths there. Never pop up quickly from child's pose right after you've gone into an inversion. The same for down dog, anytime the head is lower than the heart. All right, friends, from child's pose, blink the eyes to open, take hold of the heels. This is our last round of rabbit. Bring the forehead close to the knees, crown comfortably onto the mat, holding tight around the heels. Inhale, lift your sit bones. Find your breath here, toning the belly. And then as you exhale, sit bones to heels. Come into child's pose. Relax your arms. Take a few breaths here. Deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Good. Gently pressing up to kneeling. I want to go into Virasana, one more pose for the quads for our hip flexors. So you can sit toward the front of your mat. If you are familiar with this pose, take it to Supta if you'd like. I will be demoing just Virasana today. You can do this pose, option one, by just kneeling, sitting onto your heels. If that feels good enough and you get a nice stretch in these quad region, perfect. Breathe, close the eyes, good posture. Same idea if you want to keep your knees together. Spread your feet, maybe even the width of the mat. Sit between the feet. Now, if those sit bones are floating in space, not your foundation, broaden your knees. You could even sit on a block between the feet. Whether you have the broad base or not, sit bones are going to be soft in toward the mat. And hopefully, friends, you're feeling this stretch right here where I'm tracing in the quads, space created in the knees, as well as those hip flexors. Breathing, those of you that are in Supta, perhaps you're coming on your way back up at this point. Just another breath wherever you are. Good. Slowly encourage yourself to come up. Gently bring your legs around. We are coming to my favorite part of class when the teacher says, do you all want to say it with me? Lie on your back. Always a great part of class. You know you've almost made it when this is what the teacher says. All right, friends, as you come onto your back, take a deep breath in. Just assess where you are right now, what you're feeling. Deep sigh through the mouth. Give me one more. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good. On your inhale, draw the right knee into the chest. As you exhale, take it over for a supine twist. Important here that you anchor your right shoulder blade. You could reach your arm, right arm, long and away from the body. Might even get an adjustment, snap, crackle, pop, the good kind, in your low back, mid back. Always a nice way to reset the spine with our twists. Now, if you want to stay here, do so. Otherwise, you could take your hand to the pinky toe side of the foot, extend that right leg out straight, flex your foot like you're sending your heel to the left wall of your space. If you have a strap, like I told you earlier, we might mention the strap. You could wrap it around the arch of the foot, all the while breathing in and out of the nose, tone your belly. This is a great one for the outer hip, the glute, your low back. Good. Put a bend back in that right leg. Come out of your supine twist as we come into the second side. Now, on your inhale, left knee into the chest, and then exhale it over. Supine twist. You'll see my left arm reach long, and you'll see that left shoulder blade anchor back into the mat. Connect it if you can. We're not straining here, however. Just enjoy the Ujjayi breath, the posture. Now, if you don't connect the hand to the foot, pinky toe side of your left foot, and if you don't have the strap nearby, you can straighten your leg out like I'm demoing. Take your right hand above the knee on the outer hip or below the knee on the outer calf. That's always a great way to stay in that posture and deepen the stretch. Continue to flex your left foot. Sometimes we get forgetful and we get lazy in the flexion of your left foot, like sending your heel to the right wall. Good. Put a bend in the left leg. Come back to center. And then here we go, my friends. Bring the knees into the chest. Find your happy baby. And then just notice if there's any other postures that you may need for your practice today. Now is a great time. Maybe another twist. And then when you feel ready, exhale all the air from the body. Bring the nose to the knees. Create a nice small shape with the body, hugging those knees to the chest. Take the breath in, and hold. And then with a big sigh, extend your limbs long. If you have a towel, cover the eyes as we take rest in our final relaxation, Shavasana. Let your natural breath return. Relax your lips. They'll likely spread apart. Relax the tongue in the mouth. Deep breaths in. As you feel the benefits of the practice. Long, calm breath. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. Remember that what you now have was once among the things you only hoped for. And take a deeper breath in. And a long breath out. Noticing your energy, your mood. Notice the breath, quality of the breath. As you begin to invite small movements back into your body, wiggling the toes and the fingers. Reach your arms overhead, lengthen your body long. And as you exhale, hug the knees in one last time. Sway from side to side, massage your low back. And then roll to your most comfortable side, taking a moment. When you're ready, my friends, pressing up to a comfortable seat. And then as you bring your palms to heart center, slight bow of the head. Thank you so much for letting me guide your practice today. And thank you so much for all your kind messages and heartfelt joy that we have in our community. Have a wonderful rest of your week. I look forward to seeing you on Thursday for yoga and meditation. Namaste. Thank you, friends. Hope you feel better than when we started. Take good care.